And we've got Dave Naylor, Matt Dunnigan, and Enoch Owamba with us here. Now, it was November the 13th, 2022. That was the last time that we saw Nathan Rourke in action in the CFL. He's back. ... Matt, what grade would you give Mr. Rourke in his new second stint debut?
Wow, an R. Yeah,
an R. Rated R?
An R for rust. Okay. Yeah. The young man just doesn't have enough time back with his unit, back in that locker room, getting familiar, back up to game speed. I think it was one practice with the receivers this week, and then everything else was mental. And we know that there's a lot that goes into playing professional football at this level against this particular football team, the Winnipeg Blue Bombers. They were tired of the noise. They were tired of the hype. And before this game even started, they had their jaws set, and like they have in several weeks of playing football, great top-notch, shut down defensive football. And the Winnipeg Blue Bombers simply went out there and imposed their will again on the Lions 2 times over the last 3 weeks. It was a heck of a performance, and Zach Collaros did enough. He threw one bad ball that was picked and undercut, but other than that, I thought Zach played extremely well with enough running game with Brady Oliveira and that defense. Look, it was lights out, and this football team is on a roll as we suspected.
I mean, you're right, Matty. Nathan Rourke was just not himself. You talk about him coming back to a team that, even though he was familiar with the system, he hadn't really had time enough with the guys that were around him, and you could just see it. You could absolutely see it. There was no rhythm, and you could tell. And so, coming into this game, the guys that have been really playing a huge role on this offense, Justin McInnes, didn't have anything going for him. 4 targets for 41 yards, and the rest of the offense was pretty much William Stanback, and that's it. And so you talk about that defense in Winnipeg, they came out and they did what they needed to do and really made Nathan Rourke look extremely uncomfortable. Coming in, 0 touchdowns in the previous 3 games. That is absolutely unreal for a defense to do, especially in the CFL, in a league where there's nothing but space and opportunity.
I think if you want to understand Nathan Rourke's 3 hours tonight, you look at Nathan Rourke's past 3 months. I mean, he was a Patriot until May. Then he was a Giant until July. Then he was a Falcon until August. And look, when you've got your head in 3 different playbooks, 3 different environments, and look, also, he's a human being. Let's think of the emotions that he's gone through all this time after being a star in Canada, getting marginalized in the NFL, coming back, trying to relocate geographically, learning his new, like some of those guys were on the team 2 years ago, but a whole bunch of them weren't. I don't think we should be surprised by what we saw. But the key is, hey, you got to get there, right? And he got the reps tonight. He plays all but the last series. You're going to look for steady improvement from Nathan Rourke every week. Next week in Ottawa will be an interesting one because that defense is playing very well as well.
The rest of the season is looking interesting in the West.
Amazing. Hey, but a lot of hype for a reason because this kid is special, and he just slow start tonight against a very powerful defense.
Saw a couple milestones made on this Sunday as well. Number 700th win for the Bombers, the 3rd team in the CFL to do that, as well as GM Kyle Walters, head coach Mike O'Shea, their 100th win together as a duo. They are the first GM head coach combination to do that.